Hey, yo, Deshaun, what's up? Can you hear me at all? You can just type, too, if you can hear me in the Skype chat, dude. That's how we'll communicate back and forth. It's going, okay. Yeah, so remember how I told you the other day, it's kind of going to sound like that in the test for whatever reason. It's going to come on just fine when we actually are doing the game. But let me try something. How bad would you say it's going in and out right now? Okay. Let me try something real quick. Alright, how about now, man? I turned the volume a little bit. Try to see if it's any different. Okay. So yeah, that's probably, I had to turn the volume down because usually what happens is like pre-game, especially like with the music playing, the microphone might pick it up. So it kind of blares out the sound a little bit, makes it cut in and out. Boys up to something. 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Alright, so it still sounds like okay, sounds a little bit better. I wasn't talking there for about like 20 seconds, so if you didn't hear nothing, that was why. It wasn't cutting in and out or anything. Okay, I'm going to try the other headset here real quick. BK's not up here yet, but I'm just going to test his out while we have like the test going right now. Alright, buddy, this is the other headset. Does it sound just as good or bad or a little bit better? How's it sounding? Okay, here, wait 1 second then. How about now? That's sounding pretty loud. Better? Okay. It was turned down a little bit less than mine. Does that sound any better too? I turned it up just a little bit more. Password to the main computer, so flip the keyboard over and then underneath it's going to have the password. It's the same password for both computers too though. In the case, like for the other one, I can't remember where the other password is right now. It might just be like on the desktop itself, but for sure for the main one just flip over the keyboard. And the PSAs should be pulled up. If not, I can tell you how to do that again if you need help. But I would say, my man, probably, so they usually start the games like right at 2. So I would say if you could try to put it in manual around like 1:53-ish, and then I'll tell you like, and then like you just let me know how much time's left in like the last song, and then I'll let you know like how many PSAs to play before you send it over here. Yes, sir. Heard that correctly. So yeah, like 1:53. And yeah, then after that, like how I kind of told you, we'll do our pregame up here. We like go off the air just for a second for like the national anthem and everything, and then as the national anthem's going on, I'll let you know like how many PSAs to play until you send it back over here, and then we're just going on the whole entire half. So, all right, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I might hop back on here. If I do, you can kind of just ignore. It's probably just going to be more to test anything. So yeah. But I appreciate it. And let me know, just text in here if anything pops up, if you got any questions or anything. Alright. Oh wait, and then one final thing too, so like, if you want to do like 152, just run in the other studio and literally just hit the record button on audition, then you'll be all golden and everything. Alright, thank you, buddy. right, live stream check 1 2 1 2 check 1 and 2.
And we're coming to you live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. You are tuned in to men's basketball here on the live stream and 91.1 WRMU as your Mount Union Purple Raiders take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears here this afternoon. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Attar. Up top in the stands here with me is my man BK, Brennan Kearns, and we're going to get right into it here. First, taking a look at both these teams. First, for the visiting Ohio Northern Polar Bears, ONU comes into today's matchup 9-9 overall, 4-7 in OAC play. They are riding a 3-game losing streak. Their most recent game was at Otterbein. They dropped that one 65-53. Will Miller led the way with 15 points in that one. Mason Studer added 10 points off the bench. But BK, it was a rough shooting night for ONU. They shot just 32% from the floor, 18% from deep, 46% from the free throw line. Very young Polar Bear team this year. What are you looking for here today from ONU?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I think this is a really tough team. They've got some weak defensive points, which could be their downfall to this Mount Union team, but they are a really strong young team. And I think with this young squad, they're prone to mistakes, but they're also very keen to making plays and have a lot of energy. We might see a press out of them tonight, maybe a quick zone action, some traps. So interested to see. And another thing to talk about, they have size, so they have things to counter out Christian Parker and Caleb Lurich, things that are going to help this Mount Union squad down low and rebounds and points in the paint. So something to look at. They do have size, and we're going to see how strong their defense can perform to lock up someone like Christian Parker tonight.
For sure. It won't be an easy task, but we will see if the Polar Bears are up to the challenge. And that leads us into now taking a look at the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Your Purple Raiders are 15-3 on the season, 8-3 in OAC play. They lost this past weekend at Wilmington, 81-76, but followed that up with a big win, 100-68 against Baldwin Wallace in their most recent matchup. Christian Parker led the way with 32 points and 11 rebounds, but it was really Colin Gurley, the story in this one. He added 15 points and in the process became the school's all-time leader in points scored for his career as the team shot 58% from the floor. BK, what should we look out for here today from Mount Union?
Yeah, let's start off with congratulations to Colin Gurley on that note, but a really strong defensive squad Mount Union is, and they really have some determined scorers. But something I think Mount Union is going to look for tonight is a spark off the bench, and Dante Collier and Jahil Graham, something that they kind of need in these droughts that they face sometimes in games, and that's something that's really going to be big for them later down the stretch towards the OAC tournament, NCAA tournament. So really strong defensive squad, a lot of really good scorers, and Colin Gurley and Christian Parker, who had 32 and 11 rebounds the other night. So we will see how well they can control the turnover battle with such a young squad in the Polar Bears and kind of a very veteran-led Purple Raider squad.
For sure. Parker's been on a tear recently, averaging 19.8 points per game, 8.4 rebounds per game on the season. We'll see if he can keep those dominant ways up this afternoon. We're going to take a short break here on 91.1 WRMU and the men's basketball live stream for the national anthem, but we'll be back with starting lineups here momentarily. And we're back here on 91.1 WRMU and the men's basketball live stream, getting you ready for today's action between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Polar Bears. They are led by head coach Neil Young, and their starting lineup consists of the sophomore guard from Ottoville High School, Ottoville, Ohio, number 2, Will Miller. The junior guard from St. Joseph Central Catholic High School, Fremont, Ohio, number 4, Blake Michael. The freshman guard from North High School, Westerville, Ohio, number 15, Carter Reese. The freshman guard from Westerville South High School, Columbus, Ohio, number 21, Jody Cunningham Jr. And lastly, rounding out that starting five is the freshman forward from Pettisville High School, Pettisville, Ohio, number 34, Kaden Jacoby. And now taking a look at the starting lineup for your Mount Union Purple Raiders. As always, they are led by head coach Mike Feuline. Their starting lineup consists of the sophomore guard from Pickerington High School, Columbus, Ohio, number 1, Corey Hudson. The graduate guard from Akron-Hoban High School, Akron, Ohio, Mount Union's all-time leading scorer, number 2, Colin Gurley. The graduate forward from Twinsburg High School, Twinsburg, Ohio, number 13, Darrell Newsome. The senior forward from Canton Glen Oak High School, Canton, Ohio, number 22, Christian Parker. And rounding out that starting five is the sophomore forward from Copley High School in Akron, Ohio, number 24, Caleb Lorich.
And this could be a very interesting game, a lot tighter game than you might think if this Polar Bear team can really stay with it. Mount Union's really prone to making teams make mistakes, though, and like we said earlier in the broadcast, this team is very young, however consistent. So something Mike Feuline might be looking to here is to speed them up early, create traps, create turnovers, get some easy points. But like I said earlier, I think this game is going to come down to Mount Union's bench can really facilitate and make a lot of points down the stretch, because that's how Mount Union's going to win this game with ease. Their starting five can get it done no problem, and their bench is phenomenal. However, this is something that they're going to need if they want this game to be a comfortable game to win. Other than that, I think this is going to be a tight game down to the second half, down to the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, and if the first matchup says anything about that, BK, you would be correct. ONU and Mount Union went down to the wire. It was 62-59. Mount Union won up in Ada, Ohio back in December, where Christian Parker had 20 points in that matchup. Colin Gurley had 19. We should be in for a great matchup here today, as the tip is won, and we are underway. So it's Corey Hudson now with it for Mount Union. Gives it over to Gurley, down low inside Caleb Lorich. A nice catch and find to Corey Hudson to the rim for 2.
A great rim run there by Corey Hudson. Great find by Lorich. Great way to start this matchup.
So the Polar Bears now with it. Again, ONU 9-9 on the season, 4-7 in OAC play. Looking to right the ship here on a 3-game losing streak, because that three's fired up, no good. Rebound to Caleb Lorich. Corey Hudson brings it up the floor now here for Mount Union. He takes a screen from Lorich, gives it up to him on the pick and pop. Caleb fires up the three that's short, and a rebound here to Cunningham. So Jody Cunningham Jr., one of the many freshmen on this squad, gives it over here Carter Reese. Reese defended closely by Corey Hudson. Will take a screen up at the top of the key. Now tries to swing it over here to Will Miller. Miller looking to go to work here on Lorich. A 12 on the shot clock. Lorich with some nice defense here on the perimeter. Miller now tries to go right back out in here. Stopped though by Lorich and turns it over into the hands of Colin Gurley. Gurley now with it, hands it off to Newsome, right back to Colin for the open three. That's short. Long rebound to the Polar Bears. So now it's Jody Cunningham Jr. once again. He'll give it over here to Blake Michael. Back up top, Will Miller. Defended closely here by Gurley. He swings it back to Cunningham. Cunningham tried to feed Miller. Miller saves it, but into the hands of Corey Hudson. The Raiders forcing some turnovers here early on. Coming the other way, Corey Hudson down low inside, finds his man Christian Parker for 2.
And a great way to take the contact and still deliver such a pass with finesse to Christian Parker, able to get the easy layup.
First 4 of this contest going to the Purple Raiders. 4-0, 2 minutes into this game. Miller now with it. On the perimeter, defended here by Colin Gurley. Tries to cross over. Now swings it back up top, Blake Michael. Right back here to Miller once again. He'll take a screen with 9 on the shot clock. He lost the handle. Now swings it back out here to Blake Michael. Michael trying to drive it out, taking away the Raiders. Another turnover forced. It's Hudson now with it. Gives it up, top of the key, Christian Parker. Parker, lob pass inside to Lorich. Had it tipped out of his hands. Out of bounds it goes. They'll say last off ONU. It's Mount Union basketball.
Then you can really see how the game plan right now is to use the size inside for Mount Union. That's the second post entry we've seen to Caleb already tonight, and it will definitely not be the last to him or Parker.
As Hudson inbounds it here, Christian Parker goes up with the lob and puts it in. Christian Parker's got 4 points.
So right there, just pure size. Says throw it up to Christian Parker, and they're going to try to get him in foul trouble here early.
As around the perimeter we go here now, down low inside Carter Reese trying to go to work here on Darrell Newsom. Reese backing him down, tries to go up with the shot, instead gives it over to Cunningham, who cuts to the basket, can't get the shot to go. Newsom couldn't grab the rebound though, out of bounds. Will remain Polar Bears basketball. ONU though scoreless here in the first 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah, just kind of lofted that one a little hard off the rim, made it hard for Newsom to get that one over his head.
So 6-0 here. As ball's handed off here to Cunningham. Cunningham looks to drive, goes up with the shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Christian Parker. It's Corey Hudson now with it. He swings it over to Gurley. Gurley steps into the transition three and knocked it down. 9-0 start for Mount Union. Timeout for the Polar Bears. 16:46 left to go in the half.
Now we're watching this Mount Union defense as they hold them to 0 points about 3 minutes into the second half, and it's because Mount Union's done a really good job defending the downhill presence that this Polar Bear team possesses. Every single thing is being helped, and we haven't seen many kickouts to threes. We've seen a lot of traps when they get down to the corner. However, ONU doing a really good job of these off-ball screens, getting these guards downhill. They're trying to find these entry passes down to the block, and Mount Union's just doing a really good job of taking out those windows and making it really difficult to find those passing lanes. So a credit to Mike Feline and that defensive game plan here. But ONU going to be looking for some points here down the road. Great start for your Purple Raiders. Colin Gurley adds another triple to that points total. And we will see a large size advantage to Mount Union. It's clearly Mike Feline's plan. In the first 4 plays, we've seen 2 post entries to Laurich and a technically post feed from the baseline inbounds play, just kind of a toss-up and go get it, play down on that baseline. So we'll see how much size can play an advantage all game. But, you know, when you're ONU, you got to start thinking to yourself, you know, we've got size on the bench, just not in our starting 5. So how much can our starting center, you know, give up in terms of foul trouble before it's to the point where we got to start diving deep?
Without a doubt, so far Mount Union's come out hot. They're 4 for 6 overall, while the Polar Bears 0 for 3 right now from the floor, and that's what's led to the 9-0 start over 3 minutes into this game. So the Polar Bears will have it now here on the perimeter. It's Blake Michael swinging it over here to Miller. Miller looking to drive on Colin Gurley. Just go up with the shot, withdraws the whistle. It's a foul going here on the Purple Raiders. So Will Miller will head to the line for 2. They get Colin Gurley on the foul day.
And just playing really hard, kind of a physical game right now, and just a tough call for him inside. Nonetheless, they'll go to the line for 2.
So Will Miller with 2 free throws here, gets the first to go. So first point of the game here for Ohio Northern. As number 20, Hayden Hansen, into the ball game here for the first time this afternoon, as is number 1, Mason Studer. And the second one's good as well, so it's now 9-2 in favor of Mount Union. So here comes Mount Union at the other end. As he gives it up here to Laurich, now over here Christian Parker. Parker swings it over here to Colin Gurley. As Gurley looking to drive, gets into a double team now, tried to swing it out to Laurich, but he turns it over. So it's Mason Studer now with it. Studer will swing it around the perimeter here. Now up top they go here. It's Reese. As Noah Langford also checked in at that last stopping in play. Reese lost the handle. Out of bounds it goes. They'll say off Reese. A heads-up play there by Darrell Newsom, forcing the turnover.
Awesome defensive play, and that's why you've got guys like him on your squad. Arguably, if not their best defensive player on this unit. And just creates problems for the other team consistently.
Hudson swings it up top. Christian Parker. Parker tries to get it down low inside to Lorich. It's taken away. As Reese now looking to drive. Gives it down low inside to Michael, but had it blocked by Caleb Lorich. Now swings it over to Newsom. The Raiders are on the break. Corey Hudson now with it, looking to drive. Goes up with the shot. Draws the whistle. The foul there is going to go on the Polar Bears, and Corey Hudson to the line for 2.
And just watch sequence from the Purple Raiders. You know, you get the late contest by Christian Parker. Gets inside. Great help coming down from Corey Hudson, and then you throw the bounce pass down to the block. Get the block from Lorich. Jarrell Newsom gets the loose ball, finds Corey Hudson down the lane for the foul, and just a great sequence of plays for the Purple Raiders down on that stretch.
And the referees are talking things over here now at the scorers table, as they whistled the foul there on number 15, Carter Reese. It's his team's first. They're not at the video replay monitor, so I'm not sure what they could be looking at here, what they could be discussing.
Maybe Mount Union basketball down there on the other end, or who last touched it, I'm not sure.
As Christian Parker now gives it over to Corey Hudson in the corner. Hudson now looks to drive, swings it up top to Newsom. Newsom steps into the 3. That's no good. Fight for the board. Lorich came up with it and tips it in. So the Raiders on top now 11-2, 5 minutes into this one. A swing out top, 3 balls, no good here for the Polar Bears for Cunningham. And now they give it up here. Corey Hudson on the break, swings it over. Colin Gurley, he steps into a 3, and Gurley knocks it down. It's 14-2.
Just an electric scorer, and always has been, and just continues to enlighten this game with what he's able to do.
As Carter Reese now looking to drive here at the other end. Swings it up top to Langford. And now handoff here on the perimeter to Reese. Reese back over here to Langford with 6 on the shot clock. Right back over to Reese. He steps into the open 3. That's no good. The Polar Bears still yet to hit a shot in this one. As Gurley will step into another 3. And the 3rd time here in this first half, Colin Gurley knocks it down from deep 3-point territory. He's got 9 points. 17-2 start for Mount Union here. 14:07 left to go in the half.
Emma, you know, I was just talking about it, but such a delighted scorer. He's one of those people that he can score from anywhere on that court, and any time and anyhow he'll find a way midair to get that ball to the rim. And that's something about this Mount Union team, is you just don't know who's going to do it to you night in and night out. These dudes can score the basketball, and if you're ONU, a 2-point drought this far into the game is not how you want him to start here coming into Alliance. But nonetheless, Mount Union just on both sides of the ball absolutely tearing it up, and ONU trying to find a glimmer of hope to stay in this one right now. Coach Neil Young going to be coming up with what he can do to stop Colin Gurley and Christian Parker's presence in this game tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me.
So we'll see here how the Polar Bears respond, as Mason Studer now on the perimeter here will swing it out up top. Hayden Hansen. And Hansen will swing it around to Noah Langford. Langford now back out to Miller. Miller steps into a 3. That's no good. Again, the Polar Bears still yet to hit a field goal.
Yeah, first 2 points off free throws.
As it's Corey Hudson here at the other end. Leaves the 3 ball short. Lorich grabbed the miss though, puts it in for 2. It's 19-2 Mount Union.
We talked about that size. Second chance points creates very large opportunities for this Purple Raider offense.
It's down low inside. It's Miller now with it. Tries to back down Corey Hudson. Goes up with the shot and gets it to go. 1 for 7 now are the Polar Bears, as Will Miller gets it to go for 2. As Colin Gurley with it now. Swings it over here to Darrell Newsom. Newsom looks to drive, goes up with the shot, and draws the whistle. The foul there is going on ONU, and Darrell Newsom to the line for 2.
I just missed it, in and out, but great take from Newsom there. Normally we see him shooting it from deep, but love it when he takes it to the rim, and that's another idol of who can score on this basketball team. Newsom had a little bit of a cold start to the year, but he is playing like Newsom, and he's already moving to that postseason form. And like we said, we talk about his tenacity on defense, and we don't talk about his offensive game enough sometimes.
And so Newsom hits the first, makes it 20-4 here in favor of the Raiders. Theo Mag into the ball game now here for ONU. For Mount Union, their first couple of substitutions: Dante Collier, Marcus Steele, Jaleel Graham. So the Polar Bears coming with it the other way here now. Is up top to Mag. Mag now swings it over to Studer. Studer looking to drive here on Marcus Steele. He'll swing it out up top here to J.J. Morris, who checked into the ball game as well. But he had stripped away from him by Dante Collier. 12:34 left to go in this first half. 21-4 Mount Union. As Collier now up top gives it over to Marcus Steele. Steele now looking to drive, swings it back out up top. Christian Parker, he steps into a 3, and it's nothing but net. Christian Parker joins the three-point party. Mount Union 4 for 8 now from downtown.
50% from the three-point line, and that's your worst nightmare if you're ONU right now.
24-4 is at the other end. Parker comes up with the block. The putback is also rejected out of bounds, and it will stay Ohio Northern basketball. My apologies. There's Jonah McCartney checks into the game here for the Purple Raiders.
And if you're Neil Young, head coach for the Polar Bears right now, you're thinking of ways to stay in this game. Strong defense, hit your shots, get to the free throw line. Anything you can do to keep this in range, especially this early in the contest.
It's Carson Conley and Jody Cunningham Jr. into the ball game now for ONU as well. Parker comes away with the steal, tries to get it on the break on a pass from Steele, but out of bounds it goes. It will be Polar Bears basketball. Mount Union on top still though, 26-4, 12:01 left to go in the first half.
And Christian Parker, such a problem down low, and we saw it in transition there, knocked a guy over and really just almost made it easier for himself in transition.
So Cunningham swings it out up top to Conley. Around the perimeter they'll go here now to Cunningham. Cunningham looks to drive. Tries to go up with the shot here, up and under. Couldn't get it to go, but we've got a whistle. Foul is going to go here on the Purple Raiders, and it looks like 2 free throws are going to the Polar Bears with Jody Cunningham Jr. heading to the line. It's the foul on Jaleel Graham, his first, team's second.
Surprising, he must have undercut him a little bit. All we could see was Christian Parker rising up for that block, and that would have been my guess who the foul was on. Nonetheless, Jaleel Graham, and 2 more points coming up here for the Polar Bears.
His first free throw no good. Carter Reese back in here now for ONU. It's been all Mount Union so far. 11:41 left to go in the half. Colin Gurley's leading the way with 9 points. Christian Parker has 7. Will Miller's got all 4 points here so far this afternoon for the Polar Bears, as they're shooting just 1 for 9 overall from the floor to start the contest.
And just an ice-cold start except for the free throw line for the Polar Bears here tonight. And
as Cunningham splits the pair, it's 26-5. At the other end, Jaleel Graham goes up with the mid-range. Can't get it to go. Rebound to ONU. So Cunningham now with it. He'll look to drive here on Jonah McCartney now. Swings it over to Carter Reese. Around the perimeter they'll go here now. Will Miller. Will Miller hands it off. It's a 3-ball fired up by Carson Conley. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Dante Collier. Pushing the pace the other way, it's Jonah McCartney swinging it around here to Christian Parker. Parker looks to drive, goes up with the shot, and one up coming for Christian Parker. A great take and a great find from McCartney.
And the Polar Bears are praying Christian Parker was shooting that 3 instead of taking it to the rack, because you get somebody that size coming downhill that fast, and it's hard to stop without a foul. And we see the result there of an and one. And Christian Parker, a decent free throw shooter. We'll see if he can execute here.
And he converts on the end one and will now take a seat. Caleb Larich back into the game for the Purple Raiders. Mount Union on top, 29-5 here now. as the Raiders are shooting 67% from the floor and 50% from downtown in the first 9 minutes of this one. Now here at the other end, Polar Bears looking for a response. As around they go here, Jody Cunningham. Cunningham picks up the dribble. Raiders playing some great defense to start the game here today. Nothing easy for the Polar Bears. 8 on the shot clock now for ONU as Cunningham with it. Defended here by Marcus Steele. Looking to drive, now kicks it out on the perimeter to Will Miller for 3, and he knocks it down. The desperation 3 is good. Will Miller's got 7 of his team's 8 points here so far today. So the Raiders now coming with it the other way. It's Jonah McCartney. McCartney was swinging around here. Dante Collier. Collier now looking to drive. Goes up with the floater. In and out, no good, and a rebound to Cunningham. Pushing the pace now are the Polar Bears as shot is up and no good, but a late whistle. And a foul's going to go here on Jaleel Graham. That's going to be his second now, team's third. Polar Bears heading to the line here for 2 as Carson Conley draws the foul.
I don't know how he landed, so it's not for me to differentiate, but I thought he went up really cleanly, just kind of didn't land right, and that's kind of where they got the call out of that one. And a tough second foul pickup here for him tonight.
So Carson Conley, the lone senior on this Ohio Northern squad, misses the first free throw there as Graham heads over to the bench with those 2 fouls. Michael Scariotis into the ball game here for the first time tonight. One more upcoming here now for the Polar Bears with Carson Conley. And second one is good, 27-9 in favor of Mount Union.
Well, we've seen a little light here from the Polar Bears to ignite in the last 2 minutes.
Up top, Dante Collier now in the high post. Tries to give it to Marcus Steele on the give and go. Steele now looking where to go with it. Will look to drive, but draws the whistle here on the perimeter as the foul there is going on ONU. It looks like it's going to be on number 33, Theo Mag. It's going to be his second, team's 4th.
This Mount Union team always fighting for position downhill, and they win a lot of the time, and that's what causes these quick fouls. They get them to the bonus later in these halves.
As Steele inbounds it up top here now, Dante Collier. Collier, though, lost the handle. Polar Bears force the turnover. Will Miller now on the break. Goes up with the shot. Can't get it to go, but draws the whistle. The foul's going to go on Dante Collier, his first, team's 4th. And that's going to send Will Miller back to the line.
I'll try not to be critical of foul calls because I know their perspective is a lot different from ours. You know, there's 360 degrees in every play, and the ref has one, and his is what matters, you know. But from my angle, Dante Collier didn't even jump with him, and I'm a little bit confused how he got the call. You know, Dante Collier kind of played that conservatively. You know, you kind of beat me down to the lane. I'm kind of going to let you just have this layup, take it out. He got the foul call.
And Will Miller's second free throw is good as well. So he goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 9 of ONU's 11 points here this afternoon. As it is now 27-11 Mount Union, 9:32 left to go in the first half. Marcus Steele now looking to drive, picks up the dribble, now swings it over to Lorich. Lorich down low inside, kicks out Scariotis for the open 3. That's front of the rim, no good. Fight for the board. Cunningham comes away with it. Up top he goes now. It's Carson Conley to the rim for 2. 27-13. The Polar Bears on a nice little run here. Raiders still on top by 14, but Coach Fulon wants to take a timeout.
And, you know, that's something that you don't want to see if you're Mount Union, but you gotta love the young plays from Neil Young's team here. Still fighting, still early, and they're still trying to stay in this game. But you know, Mount Union, a very veteran-based team, and this is a team that will come in and shut you down the second you start thinking that you have a little bit of hope back in the bag. But nonetheless, a closer game here than it was 5 minutes ago, and a little bit of a cold sprout for the Mount Union bench, and we kind of talked about how Mount Union's bench was going to be crucial for them if they wanted a cushy lead and for them to kind of walk home victorious instead of having to sprint the race. So Mount Union started off hot, looked really good, and of the last 4 minutes have let out quite a few points. I believe ONU is on somewhat of a 9-0 run at the moment. looks.
Yeah, just about. They're on an 8-0 run here right now as they were trailing 27-5 in this one, but they've definitely kind of picked up the pace. Very slow start. I completely agree with you on that. 3 for 12 for the contest so far. And Mount Union, 10 for 17. They're starting to cool off just a little bit. Got off to a very hot start. But still, it's all Mount Union so far in this one, but the Polar Bears starting to put up a fight.
And you know, you see it, but you love the strategy from Mike Phelan. Call a timeout, get the starters back in. They got their little rest, a little bit of water, and now he's going to keep pressing that gas pedal and see what ONU's got left in this second half. 9 minutes to play.
So Corey Hudson walks it up the floor now. Hudson swings it down low inside to Lorich. Lorich goes up with the shot and gets it to go. Caleb's got 6 quick points now. It's 29-13. Great execution out of the timeout for Mount Union as at the other end, Polar Bears looking for a response. Noah Langford gives it up. Jody Cunningham Jr. over to Justin Chapman on the pick and pop. 3, front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Corey Hudson. Hudson now swings it in the corner to Darrell Newsom, who fires up the corner 3, and Darrell knocked it down. 32-13, Mount Union. Good sight there with Darrell Newsom knocking down the corner 3. Is at the other end. Carter Reese down low inside. Gives it up to Langford. Now swinging the ball around the perimeter here. Now it's Jody Cunningham with it. Cunningham takes a screen. Gives it up. Carter Reese down low inside. Justin Chapman. Spin move, and he draws the whistle there. It's going to be a reach-in foul on the Purple Raiders, so ONU will retain the possession.
And if you watch that, Corey Hudson, great timing on that effort, just got him in the wrist, allowed the restriction of the ball, and it was almost not obvious at all until he kind of hung on just a tad, his finger rolled, and it kind of made it a little bit obvious. Tough one, though. Great timing on Hudson's part, just didn't execute the steal fully, and tough movements sometimes in basketball.
And surprisingly here, free throws for the Polar Bears. Justin Chapman misses the first. It looked like he was just doing a spin move into the paint, getting ready to pass the ball, but the referee signaled it was a shooting foul, and Coach Phelan was not too pleased after that call. But Chapman, nonetheless, he misses the first. See if he can go 1 for 2 from the line. And he goes 0 for 2 from the line this time, but an offensive rebound here for the Polar Bears. So they just re-entered Caden Jacoby, whose tip is no good. The rebound here to Mount Union. Gurley now with it up top. Christian Parker. Parker and Gurley combining for 19 of Mount Union's 32 to start here today. It's a turnover, though, for Parker, but he makes up for it with a monstrous block at the other end. ONU comes up with the rebound, though. Carter Reese's 3, no good. Rebound, Lorich.
And he is being a bruiser down there today, Lorich, with those rebounds, and still fighting.
Corey Hudson now with it. He'll look to drive. Kicks it out. Christian Parker steps into another 3. In and out, no good. A rebound to the Polar Bears. ONU coming the other way with it now. Carter Reese looking to drive. Swings it up top to Langford. Pump fakes. Now back out to Reese. He steps into a 3. Too strong, no good. Rebound, Langford. Langford will swing it out now to Studer for 3. That's no good. Ball's tipped out of bounds, and it will be Mount Union basketball. The Polar Bears are just ice cold to start the game. They're now shooting about 1 for 9 from the 3-point line. So the Purple Raiders will walk it up the floor here on top, 32-13, 7:09 left to go here in this first half. It's Corey Hudson now with it. He's defended here by Studer. Swings it up top. Caleb Lorich steps into a 3. That's no good. Fight for the board. Gurley tried to save it, but out of bounds it goes. Will be Polar Bear basketball.
I got an old football coach who has a great phrase for that. We don't need all the theatrics. And Gurley all about the theatrics. I love it.
Yeah, Gurley having a little fun out there with Darrell Newsom. Love to see that. As around the perimeter they will go here now. Jacoby swings it over. Noah Langford now up top. Down low inside they go here to Jacoby once again. Now out to Hayden Hansen for the 3, and that one's good. Hayden Hansen makes it 32-16. The Polar Bears now 2 for 10 from downtown.
And still not shooting great, but giving them a little bit of light in this half, and we'll see if Mount Union can execute here.
Down low inside they go. Corey Hudson, he goes up with the shot and gets it to go. Great give and go action between him and Christian Parker.
Such a tough finisher.
34-16 Mount Union, 6:14 left to go here in the first half. Langford up top, gives it up to Hanson. Now around here, Caden Jacoby. Back out on the perimeter now, it's Will Miller. Miller swings it back here now. Another three ball and another one's hit from Hayden Hanson. He's got 6 points now, it's 34-19.
And ONU's just kind of starting to let them fly, see what they can get out of this. And it's been working for the last 8 minutes.
Colin Gurley now with it. We'll swing it up top here, Christian Parker. Parker puts it on the floor, gives up to a cutter in Colin Gurley, tries to swing it out to Corey Hudson, but just a bit wide right there. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Polar Bear basketball.
And a very interesting strategy here coming from ONU. Neil Young putting a little bit of pressure on the guards of Mount Union, trying to create some turnovers.
As around the perimeter they will go here now. Will Miller looking to drive. Had his shot blocked though, but into the hands of Langford. Langford now will kick it out. Studer for the three. That's no good. Rebound to Corey Hudson. Hudson pushing the pace here now for Mount Union. Swings it over in the corner to Darrell Newsom. We've got a whistle and a foul is going to go here on ONU. The foul is going to go on Studer. That's going to be his first, team's fifth.
And Mount Union kind of leaving them from three-point land a little bit, daring them to shoot them. Not a high percentage shot, so something to look at here. If ONU can continue to shoot well from the three-point line, we will have a really good matchup on our hands. But I also love the strategy. Make a moderately shooting from the three-point line team, shoot a lot of them, and see what they can get out of it. And Mount Union clearly going to score the ball here tonight.
Studer picked up a second foul right there, right before the inbound. But on the second inbound, Caleb Lawrich once again takes it to the hole himself. He's got 8 points here this afternoon.
Really using that size to their advantage.
36-19. Lawrich, Gurley, and Parker have combined for 27 of Mount Union's 36 here in this first half. Hayden Hanson once again fires up a three. Can't get it to go. Ball's tipped, though, into the hands of Mason Studer for the putback. 36-21, Mount Union here, 4:36 left to go, first half. It's Corey Hudson now up top, Caleb Lawrich trying to feed it down low inside to Christian Parker, but that pass too high, taken away here by the Polar Bears. ONU now on the break, it's Hayden Hanson going up with a shot, a late whistle. Foul's going to go here on Mount Union. I believe it'll go on Caleb Lawrich. That'll be his first, team sixth.
Yeah, calling him for the push inside. And just a big body, moving other big bodies. Pretty even foul call here, though. 6-6 on the half, 4:23 to play. And ONU not looking great from the free throw line here tonight.
As Hanson's first is no good. And yeah, the Polar Bears are now 6 for 11 from the free throw line. They've had no trouble getting to the free throw line in this first half, being very aggressive in their approach. Just been struggling to knock them down so far. Second one is up and good. 36-22. Got a whistle, though, and this one could be coming back.
Lane violation, or would they just call it double foul?
I believe they're actually just calling a foul on. They will be calling a foul on the Polar Bears. So after that, the referee's explanation, Caden Jacoby called for a foul on the box out of Christian Parker. With Mount Union now in the bonus, Christian Parker's heading to the line for a 1-and-1. So Parker's got a game-high 10 points so far this afternoon. First one's up and good. 37-22. The Raiders are now a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line here this afternoon.
Surprisingly, we've seen Christian Parker around the three-point line a lot tonight. He's normally a vicious attacker of that paint and using the glass to his advantage, and we see the dunks and the putbacks, and tonight he's from 26 feet.
So Parker goes 2 for 2 from the line, 38-22 Mount Union. 4:16 left to go first half. We'll see how the Polar Bears respond here now with Jotty Cunningham Jr. Feeding it down low inside to Carter Reese. Darrell Newsom with a nice recovery there. Some good defense on Reese. Now swing it out here to Will Miller. Miller looking to back down Colin Gurley in the post with 6 on the shot clock. Forced to pick up his dribble though, swing it out to Hansen, fires up the desperation 3, front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Christian Parker. Hudson now with it, swings it over to Colin Gurley. And Gurley now will be defended here by Hansen. Gurley's got 3 first half triples for his 9 total points. Gurley doing a little isolation now on Hansen. Oh! Top! Alley-oop to Caleb Lawrence, who throws it down.
And just when you think Colin Gurley's taking it all himself, wow, he threw that up high too.
Oh my goodness. Carter Reese now at the other end, goes up with the shot, gets it to go 40-24. A timeout will be called here though. The bench is going crazy as Caleb Lawrence threw that down. Almost looked like he went reverse on that one too.
He definitely pulled that rim down hard. And I don't know about you, I was expecting Colin Gurley's shot all the way. And, he was calling for the isolation, telling everybody to get out of the way. And he took a really strong right shoulder take, and, he kind of floated one up with his right arm. I'm like, oh, that floater looks like it's a little bit to the right, off a little bit. And all of a sudden, Caleb Lawrence goes out of nowhere. And, wow, just showed off a lot more athleticism than I think a lot of us thought he had there, because he flew.
Yeah, seemingly came in from nowhere right there. A beautiful cut, beautiful read by Colin Gurley right there. He was taking Hayden Hansen for well about 12 seconds into the shot clock as well. It looked like it was pure isolation. I think everybody here in the MAC was thinking exactly how you were, BK. That was going to be a Colin Gurley shot all the way.
Including the players on the floor. I think all of them were shocked when that happened.
What a highlight reel play right there. As Lorich now joins Christian Parker in double figures with 10 points here this afternoon.
We'll see that on Instagram Reels tonight.
As Corey Hudson now with it here on the baseline. Will feed it up in the high post now to Christian Parker. Back over here now to Hudson. Hudson will look to drive. Down low inside. Christian Parker to the rim for 2. A great pass from Corey Hudson.
Man, the strength and just the speed to catch that pass.
42-24 Mount Union. They've dominated this first half, shooting well over 60% from the floor. It's at the other end. Carter Reese's mid-range is no good. Rebound, Corey Hudson. So now at the other end, Hudson looks to drive it himself, and a double clutch layup is good for Corey Hudson. 44-24 Mount Union. Raiders starting 5 has scored every point here so far this afternoon for Mount Union. They have been purely dominant so far, as at the other end it's a 3 from Blake Michael. That's good. 44-27 now in favor of Mount Union. The Polar Bears knocking down their 4th triple of the first half.
I told you when the bench came in and they kind of went on that drought and he put the starting 5 back in. I didn't think they were going to come back out at all.
So far you are correct there with 1:55 left to go in the first half. Lorich up top now, Colin Gurley. And Gurley switched off on now by Hayden Hansen. Once again, Gurley looking to go to work here. Now instead, cross-court pass in the corner to Darrell Newsom with 4 on the shot clock. Gives over to Lorich. He needs to put up a shot here from the Mount Union logo. Oh! Up and puts in! What can't this man do in this first half? Caleb Lorich from downtown.
The one-leg volleyball line bank, and he is just full of magic tonight.
Wow! Caleb Lorich energizes the crowd. It's 47-27. Cunningham at the other end tries to get the alley-oop to Hansen. He couldn't hit it. Colin Gurley now with it. On the perimeter, over to Corey Hudson. Tried to get it up top, but that pass is tipped. Believe it or not, that's not the first time Lorich has hit a half-court shot this season, too. He hit one earlier in the year, right before the halftime buzzer. So Lorich, just a highlight reel tonight as Cunningham misses the easy layup at the other end. Raiders are having fun now as Darrell Newsom in the corner steps up for the 3 and he knocked it down, and a foul. A foul away from the ball. Foul's going to go here on Will Miller, his first, team's 8th. That's going to send Christian Parker to the line for 1 more. The Raider bench is electric right now.
And it seems like, and you can't buy a bucket. You got the missed layup, the missed alley-oop, and both were kind of open. And Mount Union's the one selling buckets. So all Purple Raider here in this first half so far.
As Theo Mag will head to the line here, or will check back in for the Polar Bears. So Christian Parker heading back to the free throw line. Just an incredible sequence there for Mount Union as Parker knocks down the first, the front end of the 1-and-1. So if he makes this one, BK, this is a 5-point possession for Mount Union as they're on top 51-27.
And not something you see every day.
Parker's second free throw is up and good. 25-point Mount Union lead, 47.5 seconds left to go here.
And that's something you love to see is Christian Parker hitting free throws. Beautiful sight.
Will Miller now swings it over into the corner, now back up top to Miller. Miller looking to drive, going up with the shot, nearly blocked right there by Christian Parker, forced the miss. Corey Hudson now with it at the other end. He'll fire up the mid-range. That one's too strong, no good. Larich nearly came up with the offensive board. And a rebound to the Polar Bears, 20 seconds left to go in the half. Blake Michael, Euro steps his way into the paint, goes up with a circus shot, can't get it to go. Putback's good though from Theo Mag. So 10 seconds left to go in a highly entertaining first half here. Corey Hudson now with it for Mount Union. He'll look to drive, kicks it out to Colin Gurley. 2 seconds, 1 second on the step back. 3.
Oh my God!
What a way to end it.
What a shot!
Colin Gurley from downtown. His 4th triple of the first half. All Mount Union here so far tonight. It's 55-29 Purple Raiders at the end of one half of play. BK, wild end to the half. But what are your thoughts on that first half?
Man, all I got is bang! No, but a wonderful, amazing offensive performance from the Purple Raiders. A 66.7% field goal percentage in comparison to a 28.1 for the Polar Bears. So, I mean, kind of just opposite nights for each team. And Mount Union just playing really, really well defensively. They're defending downhill. They're really strong in the passing lanes. They're denying ball and rushing shots on the Polar Bears end, and that is what's forcing this differential in the field goal percentages. Mount Union's going through screens hard. They're getting a slight edge, but they're just trying to create mistakes, and they're making quick rotations, and the help is coming at all costs, making them swing the ball around the court. Like I said again, trying to make them make mistakes. So their defense is creating offense. They've got a lot of points off the turnovers, so that's really good. For ONU, on the other hand, they do quick switches, trying to help and create mismatches, make Mount Union hit threes, and they're doing just that here tonight.
For sure, as Mount Union on top 55-29. We're going to take a short break here on 91.1 WRMU and the men's basketball live stream. We'll be back with the second half here shortly. And we are back here at the MAC getting ready for second half action between your Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Ohio Northern Polar Bears here at the halftime break. It's all Mount Union so far today. They are on top 55-29 over ONU. Hello again, everyone. My name is Jacob Attar. Alongside me up here is my man BK, Brennan Kearns, and BK. Big first half from Mount Union. A lot of great things went their way. They shot 20 for 30 from the floor, 8 for 15 from downtown. Had some of the craziest highlight plays that we've seen all season long. What stood out to you the most in that first half from Mount Union?
Well, I mean, you can't talk about Christian Parker enough in a lot of these games most of the time. But, I mean, Colin Gurley's just following his performances after performances and continues to keep setting more of that record here. But just an all-around team effort, too. We've seen really good handling from Corey Hudson, how he's directing this offense. And on top of that, their defense is phenomenal. Feline's game plan of how they're attacking these screens and this downhill offense and the quick switches and the ratio to create turnovers to offensive points is just something of a spectacle from this Mount Union team. And it's something that we're seeing them in championship form here kind of late in the season. And if you're a Purple Raider, you're sitting over here smiling because this is kind of how last year's run went late in the season. You know, it was a really great team, but late in the season they really showed how great of a team they were and what they can do in terms of when they execute game plans. So really exciting to see if you're a Purple Raider fan. Although ONU, not their fair stretch of doubts, they did have a really good second half to that first half. The last 10 minutes or so really kind of made their statement there, put up a couple points when they were down, which shows a lot of resilience of a young team and this coach. So as much as ONU would love to stay in this game, I'm not sure Mount Union starters are going to let them. And I talked about how they might need the bench to have a cushy lead in this one, and boy was I wrong. Bench not really scoring much for Mount Union, and the starters here are all the glory for the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, of the 55 first half points for Mount Union, all 55 were scored by the starters in that first half. To go over it, Christian Parker, 16 points, 5 rebounds in that first half, 5 for 6 from the floor, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Caleb Lawrich, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 6 for 8. Crazy dunk, crazy half-court shot as well. Colin Gurley, 12 points, all 4 of his baskets coming from the three-point line. Darrell Newsom's got 8 points, and Corey Hudson filling up the stat sheet, 6 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds in that first half. We'll see what the Polar Bears come out with a response here in the second half. As they have the ball to start it here, it's Carter Reese now. He'll step into a 3, and that one's good. A good way to start the second half for ONU is Carter Reese from downtown.
And something we don't highlight enough is the development of Caleb Lorich from the beginning of the season till now. He has come such a long way to help this team in so many ways.
Right on cue, Lorich drives to the basket, couldn't quite get it to go. Looks like he might have rolled his ankle after that one too. He's just walking it off here. But Lorich draws the whistle. The foul there is going to go on ONU, and Lorich will head to the line for 2.
And clearly a tough kid. He's kind of become Mount Union's bruiser, if you will, kind of taking some of that, some of those hits off Christian Parker, allow him to do some of the things that he does, and just a very valuable contribution to this squad as a big man.
The first one there is no good. Lorich, of course, started his collegiate career in D2 at Ohio Dominican University and has thrived in his role this season for the Purple Raiders. Lorich already has a new Mount Union career best with the 13 points. Make it 14 now as he goes 1 for 2 from the line. And he's going to take a seat. He's going to get that ankle looked at here just momentarily as Dante Collier will check back in.
Quick tape job, get him right back on the floor, but a really good substitute in Dante Collier following him.
Blake Michael now will give it up here to Caden Jacoby. Now over to Carter Reese. Reese in the corner, had his pass taken away though by Colin Gurley. Gurley with it, gives it over to Collier. Thought about the 3 now, instead drives, goes up with the shot, couldn't get it to go, but a strong take there from Dante. He draws the whistle, he's heading to the line for 2.
And that's another player from Mount Union we have seen in the past get up to that rim, and you almost see him go up for the dunk there. Got really high up, just kind of grazed the glass of the layup, but that's another player from Mount Union that can surely rise.
His first free throw is good there for Dante Collier. First bench point of the afternoon for Mount Union. We'll reset the lineup here for Ohio Northern as well. Their starters, Will Miller, Blake Michael, Carter Reese, Jotty Cunningham Jr., Caden Jacoby out on the floor for ONU. For Mount Union, it's Christian Parker, Darrell Newsom, Corey Hudson, Colin Gurley, and Dante Collier, who just goes 2 for 2 from the line. It's 58-32. Jacoby now will swing it over here to Will Miller. Miller down low inside to Carter Reese. Reese looking to go to work. Goes up and under with the reverse. Carter Reese has got 5 points in the second half, 7 for the game.
Great utilization of the baseline there. Got up and under.
So 58-34 in favor of the Purple Raiders. Again, two entirely different squads. A very veteran-based team here at Mount Union. Very young squad in ONU as Darrell Newsom fires up the wide-open three. Couldn't get it to go, but the tip is good for Christian Parker.
I think even that one surprised Christian Parker. He was tipping it back to get the rebound and falls in the hoop.
So Parker's got a game-high 18 now at 60-34. As Carter Reese gives it up top here to Jacoby. Jacoby now swings it over Will Miller. Back around to Reese, steps into another three. That time it's no good. Fight for the board. Will Miller comes up with the offensive rebound and draws the foul in the process here on Dante Collier. That's going to be Collier's second, team's first.
A tough pickup there just on the offensive rebound. Sometimes you get moving so quick, you move a little bit too far laterally and you get the call. Got him underneath the arm there. And boy, ONU struggling from the free throw line. Currently 7 for 13, just over 50%. 8 for 15.
As Will Miller splits the pair there. He's got 10 points now for ONU, leading all of their scores. So it's 60-35. As Corey Hudson looks to drive. Tries to feed it down low inside. Christian Parker couldn't corral it cleanly. Will Miller came up with the steal, but he was out of bounds, so it will remain Mount Union basketball.
A little game of hot potato.
And Lorich will check back into the game now for Mount Union. Collier will take a seat. So Coach Fuline still going with those starters strongly here. It's been mainly just a 5-man rotation throughout the game as lob pass up top for Christian Parker. That one's no good. And the Polar Bears coming the other way with it. It's Jotty Cunningham swinging it down low inside. Caden Jacoby for two. 60-37 in favor of the Purple Raiders. It's Colin Gurley now with it. Gurley swings it over Corey Hudson, nearly taken away by Cunningham. Down low inside, Caleb Lowrich to the rim for two.
And Corey Hudson, when he's calm and collected, is easily one of the best point guards in the OAC in terms of dishing the rock.
Down low inside, Carter Reese. Now he gives it over to Cunningham. Cunningham driving into the paint. Great defense by Hudson, though, forcing him to kick it out to Blake Michael. Michael will step into a contested three that's short. Rebound Gurley. So Colin will now push the pace. He kicks it out to Darrell Newsom, draws a foul in the process. So Newsom's three will be waved off, no good. But the foul there is going to go on Carter Reese, his second, team's third.
Giving him some nice practice shots, though. Now, I feel like we've seen Darrell take a couple of those practice threes today after the foul. It always seems to, when he's wide open and gets the dish, is when they blow that whistle.
So Hayden Hansen back in here now for ONU as Hudson inbounds it here to Caleb Lorich, and Lorich is going to draw the whistle. The foul there is going to go on Will Miller, his first, team's fourth. Can't blame Miller for that one right there. A big size disadvantage. He's really got no choice there but to foul Lorich.
And we've kind of seen that all game, and we highlighted that in the prior to the broadcast, is how Mount Union's size is going to play such an advantage in this game, not only in the bigs aspect, but in the guards aspect as well. I mean, you got guards as 6'3", over 200 pounds in Colin Gurley, and that's a tough guard to defend, especially when he has those lethal step backs, and he can get you going downhill to the paint and finish with ease. So
Lorich has now got 18 points to match Christian Parker for the game's high. And again, a new Mount Union career high for Lorich tonight as great backdoor find as Carter Reese cuts to the basket there for two.
And ONU doing a really good job offensively of those back cuts and short cuts into the screen, get open looks to the rim.
64-39. Corey Hudson now with it on the perimeter. He'll look to drive, kicks it up top. Lorich, he steps into a three. Too strong, no good. Rebound, Christian Parker's putback's no good, but Colin Gurley finishes it off, third time's the charm.
We were talking about that guard size and what they can do, and Colin Gurley with the offensive putback.
So Gurley's got 14 points. His first made field goal. That's not a three-pointer here this afternoon as he's knocked down 4 triples today. As now swing pass over here, Carter Reese. Around they'll go here, Jotty Cunningham Jr. Cunningham will look to drive. We've got a whistle. Foul on the perimeter is going to go on Darrell Newsom. That'll be his first, team's second.
There's quick hands, you know. Sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. Unlucky break there for the graduate senior, Darrell Newsom.
As Mason Studer, Theo Mag, Noah Langford all into the game for ONU. Again, this is an ONU squad, just one senior on the team, 2 juniors, the rest freshmen and sophomores, as Newsom nearly comes away with the steal. Studer now steps into a 3, and he knocks it down, 66-42. But to get back to that, this is an ONU squad that right now, it might not be their year this year potentially, but they've got a bunch of young pieces getting valuable playing experience.
It's a lookout case and scenario for the next couple of years. They might be a contender here in the OAC some of these years to come if they can keep this program together.
As Parker can't hit the shot right there at the other end, Carter Reese now with it. Looks to jab step here on Lawrich, drives, goes up with the shot and draws the whistle. The foul there is going to go on Lawrich, his second, team's third. Carter Reese, he's had 7 of his 9 points in the second half already. He's got an opportunity for 2 more now at the free throw line.
Lawrich visibly frustrated on that one. Thought he got that clean and got up clean. A really good defensive portion all the way up until that shot. And I mean, I thought he did a really good job of moving laterally, just maybe got him on the body on the jump. And tough call for Lawrich there. His second, team's third here.
So Mount Union with some substitutions. Dante Collier back into the contest. Marcus Steele, Jaleel Graham also checking in. With 15:25 left to go here, Mount Union on top, 66-43. Second one's up and good, so Reese goes 2 for 2 from the line, 66-44. Carson Conley back into the game now for ONU. So now Marcus Steele with it. Walks it up. It's defended here closely by Studer. Now kicks it over here to Collier. Now over to Jaleel Graham. Graham gives it up to a cutter in Christian Parker. What a find there from Jaleel Graham.
Christian Parker's so good at catching those heat-seeking missiles thrown into him, and that's where half of his points come.
Carter Reese now with it. He swings it up top to Studer. Studer now back to Reese. He steps into the contested 3. That's short. Rebound Christian Parker. So Marcus Steele will have it now. Steele will take a screen from Parker, gives it up to him on the roll, and Parker drives into the paint, couldn't get the shot to go. Followed his own miss though, putback's no good, but he draws the whistle. And a little bit of extracurriculars right after that as he got tangled up with Mason Studer. The foul though is going to go on Theo Mag, and that'll send Parker to the line for 2.
Mason Studer trying to get big against Christian Parker. That's, hate to break it to you, that's a bit of a size disadvantage. It's 6 foot 180 to Christian Parker's 6'6", probably about 240. But nonetheless, that is somebody that is really hard to contain inside. And when you're a guard trying to box out Christian Parker, you get a little sympathy from some people, I think, and shows the results. Christian Parker to the line and creates 2.
70-44. Christian has been all over the place here this afternoon as a timeout will be taken here by the Purple Raiders. Parker now, he's got 22 points. He's 7 for 7 from the free throw line, 7 for 12 overall from the floor, 9 rebounds today as well for Christian.
And, that's something as a Purple Raider that is just music to your ears. When Christian Parker is hitting free throws, consistent 7 for 7, 100%, you know it's a good day. Such an elite player and such a fantastic scorer. But at times of his years, we've seen him struggle a little bit at the free throw line. So really great to see how far he's come at the free throw line. And like we were saying earlier, you see this team and you get the glimpses of those postseason forms and what they could potentially do in this NCAA tournament. And can't help but bring a smile to your face here for the Purple Raider basketball fans.
And without a doubt, with the stoppage in play, we're going to take a look at some scores from around the OAC. Again, Mount Union, 3 OAC losses. They're currently sitting behind John Carroll in the OAC standings. Capital right now, they defeated Baldwin Wallace 84-81. That game gone final from Berea, Ohio. Heidelberg escaped a narrow win, 79-78 over Otterbein. That game also going final. Marietta on top right now over Wilmington with 14 minutes left to go in the second half, 63-50 in that matchup. And now getting the score update from up in University Heights, Ohio. John Carroll right now cruising 56-34 over Muskingum with 15:22 left to go in that one.
And those are kind of the two telltales of the OAC, John Carroll, Mount Union. Last time we'll be saying that about John Carroll this season as they move out of the OAC.
As here now out of the timeout, we have a whistle. Foul's going to go on Christian Parker on the perimeter. Just his first, team's fourth.
I love the defensive strategy here, hedging with the big man, forcing them, those point guards, to try to get downhill and over the top. Not a lot of threes to be held when you're doing that over screens. Force them to use their big man inside.
As now here it's Langford. He'll drive, kicks it out to Miller for the three. That's no good. One-handed rebound from Christian Parker. So Jaleel Graham, the freshman from Canton McKinley High School, walks it up the floor, now swings it over here to Parker. Parker kicks it over to a wide open Marcus Steele in the corner for three. That one's no good though. The rebound to the Polar Bears. ONU pushing the pace. It's Carson Conley for three. That's no good. Rebound Christian Parker. So Marcus Steele is going to slow things down here for the Purple Raiders. He looks to drive into the paint, goes up with the shot, can't get it to go, but he draws the whistle in the process, and Steele is heading to the line for two.
And a great move by Steele there. Quick hesitation, gets to his outside shoulder, creates the contact, gets the foul. We'll see what he can do at the line for two.
So that foul going on Will Miller. That'll be his second personal, 16 foul of the half. Marcus Steele heading to the line now for two. First one is good, 71-44. Jonah McCartney into the ball game here once again now for Mountain Union. Marcus Steele, another transfer into the Mountain Union program this year. The junior from Solon, Ohio, started out his collegiate career at Central State University. Second one is good, so first 2 points of the afternoon for Marcus Steele. Noah Langford now with it. He'll swing it on the perimeter here to Studer. Studer pump fakes now, looks to drive into the paint. Nice defense though by Steele, forcing him to kick it out to Langford. Langford looking to drive, but had it taken away by Graham, but it's going to be a reach-in foul going on Jaleel. That's going to be his third, team's fifth.
And this Mount Union defensive squad is just an oiled machine, moving very precisely. Not a single movement missed. The help, the rotation, the hands in the lanes, just creating problems on every aspect of this team's offense right now.
Now Polar Bears looking where to go with it. It's Hansen. He'll step into another three. That's too strong, no good. Jonah McCartney comes up with the rebound for Mountain Union. Jaleel Graham now with it. Feeds it down low inside. Christian Parker going to work in the post. Too easy there, Christian Parker for two.
It was a little bit too easy. He just makes it look so clean.
74-44 Mountain Union. That pass goes out of bounds, intended there for Noah Langford, and it'll be Mountain Union basketball as Jacoby checks back in now for the Polar Bears.
And the Polar Bears, with this downhill cut action and these back screens to get to the blocks, they need to be so precise, and the timing has to be almost perfect with how Mount Union's playing this defense with the hedges over the screens and how fast they're rotating downhill. So really good job defensively.
Marcus Steele will kick it out to a wide-open Jaleel Graham for the three, and Jaleel's on the board now from downtown, 77-44.
Just 5 points shy of their points per game average, 12:28 to play.
On the drive, Will Miller cut off here by Jonah McCartney. Feeds it over now to Jacoby, now over to Langford. Langford looking to drive, kicks it back up top to Miller. Miller will look to go right into Jonah McCartney, goes up with the shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound to Jacoby. Had it blocked by Parker. But there's going to be a whistle and a foul is going to go, I believe, on Christian Parker. And no, they'll say it's Dante Collier. So for Dante, that's his third, team's sixth. Caden Jacoby to the line.
I was going to say either that's a late call from the first block or he saw who blocked the second one. It looked like they called the foul on the second one, and rightfully so, but I know Christian Parker didn't block that second one.
So Jody Cunningham back into the game now for ONU. 77-44 Mountain Union, 12-11 left to go on this one. Jacoby's second is good, 77-45. So So Marcus Steele coming with it the other way. And Steele looking where to go with it. Drives into the paint, Euro steps, kicks it out to Collier. He'll step into a three, that's too strong. Jonah McCartney offensive rebound over to Graham in the corner. Graham's foot was out of bounds, I believe. And yes, so it will be a turnover for Mount Union, and the Purple Raider bench disagrees. So Carter Reese will check back in now for the Polar Bears after that Mount Union turnover. So Will Miller now with it, swings it over to Cunningham. Cunningham now on the perimeter. Tries to get it down low inside to Jacoby. It's intercepted by Christian Parker.
Yeah, not really somebody you can throw over the top on.
Steele now with it, takes a screen from Parker, gives it up to him on the roll, and Christian Parker, and one upcoming. He has been on a tear lately. He's got 26 points, looking to make it 27 at the line.
He's just such a nightmare coming downhill, and if you can get your guards poised enough to create really high-level entry passes to him, I mean, it's unstoppable. We're looking at almost his second 30-point game here, 4 points shy, about to get one more here if he continues to go 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and you love to see it from Christian Parker, who, Jacob said it beautifully, has just been on a tear as of late.
As here are his last 5 games now, BK. Against Heidelberg, 25 points, 8 rebounds. 26 points and 11 rebounds then against Marietta. 26 points, 9 boards against Wilmington. 32 points, 11 rebounds against BW in their last game. And then now he's got 27 points here tonight. Just been absolutely incredible.
And like we said earlier, you know, that postseason form, and if this is Christian Parker's postseason form, the Purple Raiders will have a very victorious postseason.
As Collier looks to drive, taken away by Carter Reese. Parker took a seat after that last free throw, and Elijah Farrington into the game for the first time tonight. As at the other end, Jonah McCartney will be whistled for the foul. Will Miller will head to the line for 2.
And, you know, if you're ONU, it's just really hard to compete with Mount Union right now, looking, statistically, to put up over 100 points tonight. And, you know, you're ONU, and ONU's point average per game is 75.5, and they are well short currently. And Mount Union 2 points away from their 82 points per game average. So just a tell of the tape is both teams having much different results here in Alliance.
So Bryce Stewart into the ball game now for the first time this afternoon. As Will Miller hits both free throws, it's 80-47. Marcus Steele can't get the shot to go. Rebound Carter Reese. Reese gives it up, Jotty Cunningham. Cunningham looks to drive, cut off though by Farrington. Kicks it over in the corner to Stewart. Foot was out of bounds though. Turnover back to Mount Union.
Now those corners are feeling a little bit short today. Second one we've seen now, the heels on the line. Those are times it pays to have small shoe size. I bet Kevin Durant struggles from the corner.
That's Jonah McCartney with it. He's defended by Will Miller. Looks to drive now on Miller. Kicks it up top, Marcus Steele. Steele now, back over to Jaleel Graham. Graham looking to drive. Down low inside, a great pass to Farrington, just couldn't make the shot. Grabs his own miss though, goes up with the shot. And the freshman, Elijah Farrington, is heading to the line now for 2. Great hustle there for the freshman from Massillon Washington High School.
And you love to see the hustle from the young guys, and that's something that they always bring to the table, is that infinite amount of energy on the floor.
So Farrington heading to the line now for 2. First one is short. So score remains 80-47. Theo Mag back in now here for ONU. So one more coming here for Farrington. We've got a whistle. It's going to be a lane violation, it looks like here. They'll call it on Jaleel Graham before the shot. So the ball goes back here now to ONU.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Jaleel just shrugging his shoulders after that one. As the Polar Bears coming away with it now. Cunningham with it. Down low inside to Mag. Mag pump fakes, goes up with the shot. Nice use of the pump fake there. Mag to the rim for 2.
And great patience down low. You know, sometimes you get so giddy around the rim. It gets hard not to just put it up.
80-49. Jaleel Graham now over to Jonah McCartney. Now over to Dante Collier. Collier looking where to go with it, takes a screen from Farrington. Collier now drives his way into the paint, goes up with a tough mid-range. That's no good. Offensive rebound again here to Jonah McCartney. Now out to Marcus Steele for the three. Nothing but net. Credit Jonah McCartney's hustle on that one, setting up Steele for three.
And that's something that he brings to the table and is always brought to the table. Such a crucial role player for this Mount Union Raiders offense sometimes.
83-49. It's been all Mount Union here today as Jody Cunningham now with it. Looking to go to work here on Farrington. He will drive. Nice fake. Goes up with the shot, and that one's good.
The freshman a little prone to the jumps right now, falling for those pump fakes.
So 83-51 as Marcus Steele now with it. Steele will take a screen from Farrington at the top of the key. Now looking to drive. Feeds it down low inside to a cutter in Jaleel Graham. Couldn't get it to go. Farrington tried to corral the loose ball, but out of bounds it will go here to the Polar Bears.
Jonah McCartney almost rainbowed that with his feet. You see it off the back kick. Almost a pretty good save from McCartney there. Nonetheless, Polar Bear basketball.
Michael Scariotis back into the game now here for Mount Union. And we will see the freshman Xander Sabin in for the first time here this afternoon for Mount Union, as well as Carter Reese fires up a three, gets it to go. It's 83-54. So Sabin walks it up here for Mount Union. Sabin is the freshman Tuscarora Central Catholic High School, New Philadelphia, Ohio. Sabin looks to drive, and he's going to draw the whistle as the foul there on the perimeter goes on Bryce Stewart. 9th team foul of the half. That'll send Xander Sabin to the line for a 1-and-1.
Sabin's such a quick point guard, very quick first step, and if you aren't quick, you're going to get fouls like you just saw there. And they're already in the bonus here. Be a lot of points to give up in 8 minutes.
So 8:14 left to go here in this one. It's 83-54 Mount Union. Make it 84-54 as Sabin hits the first. And Sabin will get set here for one more. And that one's in and out, no good. So score remains 84-54 in favor of Mount Union. So at the other end, it's a drive and not quite a finish. Jody Cunningham had that ball go all the way around the rim, but it's no good. And it'll be Jaleel Graham now with it. Graham looking to drive, kicks it out to Farrington. He steps into a three that's short, and a rebound to the Polar Bears. Now on the perimeter, transition three here for Ohio Northern is no good. Rebound Carter Reese, down low inside to a wide open Noah Langford for two.
This bench letting up just a little bit, but nonetheless still playing really well. A lot of energy on the floor still.
84-56, Sabin cross court over to Scariotis. He'll look to drive. Down low inside, tried to find Elijah Farrington. That one's taken away, though, by the Polar Bears. In transition, it's Langford. Cut off here by the Mount Union defense. Kicks it out now to Reese. Reese will step into a three. That's no good. Fight for the ball. Jaleel Graham's going to draw the whistle. That foul's going to go, looks like here.
He pointed Purple Raider basketball, I believe.
They might have called Graham for the foul, potentially. No, they will say it's Mount Union. And that should send Jaleel Graham to the free throw line.
I'm not sure they called the fouls, more or less. They just called it Mount Union basketball rather than sending them to the line. It's kind of it's either going to be a foul or it's their ball kind of situation.
You would be correct there. Good eye, BK, as that ball did go out of bounds, and it will be Mount Union ball here. No foul. As Steele now looking where to go with it. Goes up with the shot. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Polar Bears. So ONU now with it. Langford will kick it out here to Cunningham. Cunningham feeds it down low inside. The mag out to Reese, steps into another three. That one's no good. Rebound Farrington. 6:32 left to go in this one. Mount Union on top by 28, 84-56. Scariotis in the corner, gives it over to Steele for the three, in and out, no good. And the rebound from Carter Reese looked really good from coming out of Marcus Steele's hands there.
Just a little bit short and a little bit of a lid on the bucket there.
Langford now will take a screen from Mag on the perimeter. Tries to feed it down low inside, but it's kicked out of bounds by Jaleel Graham. So ONU ball.
Mount Union still shooting 52.8% from the field. ONU 34 on the dot. Mount Union 45% from the three-point line. ONU 25% from the three-point line.
J.J. Morris into the game now for ONU, and right on cue, Morris is going to draw the foul off the inbound. Foul's on Michael Scariotis, his first, team's 8th. 1-1 upcoming now for J.J. Morris. So the Raiders will have a substitution. Jack Davis will check in for the first time here tonight.
A little bit more of a physical second half than we saw in the first half. Much more fouls flying around, loose balls and rebounds.
So J.J. Morris, first free throw is up and off the back of the rim and in, so hits the front end of the 1-1. 84-57. Morris is one of the many freshmen on this Ohio Northern squad from Culver, Indiana. Second one is up and good, 84-58. And a timeout will be taken here by Neil Young. 6:07 left to go in this one. It's all Mount Union, 84-58.
It is all Mount Union, and it's always good for Mike Feline and his organization, and times he can get his younger guys off the bench into some of these games and get them experience. And it's always nice that you can give Christian Parker a nice sit down, let his knees rest for a little while. Considering he has had the stretch that he has had, I'm assuming he's a little tired and a little bit sore. Same with the rest of these guys, and just something you love to see from Purple Raiders, especially this late in the season. We'll see what Neil Young has to talk about here in his timeout. But nonetheless, been all Purple Raiders here this evening. Starters, for the most part, for the Purple Raiders. They're starting 5 up until 12 minutes left in that second half. Really had all the points and really did it all for him here. Mike Feline trusting his guys to get it done.
Yeah, without a doubt, as to prove your point, we'll take a look at the starters, assuming they're not going to come back in for the rest of the game, just their final stat lines. Corey Hudson, 6 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, all around great performance there from Corey. Darrell Newsome added 8 points, dropped in 2 3-pointers. Colin Gurley, 14 points to go along with 4 rebounds, 4 3-pointers. Christian Parker, 27 points, 11 rebounds, here on 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Caleb Lorich, 18 points, a Mount Union career best for him, 5 rebounds as well. Just really, and some really big highlight plays, I would say, from Caleb Lorich here today as well.
Absolutely.
Xander Sabin now looks to drive up top, tried to get it to Jaleel Graham. Oh my goodness. The roof would have came off in this place as J.J. Morris has it blocked by Jack Davis. Jack can't believe it. He's going to be called for the foul. That looked pretty clean from up here. But
the only thing I would expect to call is maybe a goaltending. I'm not sure he even touched him.
So J.J. Morris is going to head to the line. My, oh my, did Jaleel Graham just fly on that one? I know he didn't get the alley-oop to go, but holy cow, his head looked like it was above the rim.
I was just about to steal the words out of my mouth. And for those of you watching at home, to give you a little reference point, the freshman is only 6 foot, and his head was at the rim. And man, when you get point guards that can fly, it is a very mystical sight to see.
So 2 free throws there from J.J. Morris. It'll be the graduate guard Jared Young checking in for the first time here tonight for Mount Union. As Xander Sabin now kicks it over to Scarios. He steps into the corner 3, and it's nothing but net. A great find from Xander Sabin as Scariotis hits it from downtown.
Love to see the old Scariotis 3, knowing he's back.
87-60 in favor of Mount Union. At the other end, it's a block from Farrington. However, putback is good from Theo Mag. 87-62. Favor of Mount Union, 5:15 left to go in this one. As Sabin on the perimeter is going to draw the whistle. It's a foul that is going to go here on Noah Langford. That'll be his first double bonus situation. Sabin to the line for 2.
We talked about his quick first step, and the defender on that, I believe, is number 3 for ONU, Noah Langford, and I thought he did a really good job of actually stepping out off that screen and stopping him in his tracks. Nonetheless, made it look like it was a powerful move, and it kind of bounced him off his chest, and that's where he got the call. But nonetheless, it was really good defensive play.
So Saban's got 3 points now, all from the free throw line. It's 89-62. Studer drives into the paint, can't get the shot to go. Farrington grabs another rebound. Saban with it. He'll look to drive. Drives into the crowd. He's got to kick it out here to Jared Young. Young puts it on the floor, now looks to drive. Goes up with the scoop layup and had it blocked out of bounds. Will remain Mount Union basketball.
Well, I'll tell you, Saban has that ball on a rope. He was in a little bit of trouble there and really somehow got out of it, and I have no idea how.
Justin Chapman back in now here for ONU as Saban on the perimeter. Will look to drive now instead, steps into a three, front of the rim, no good. Rebound to the Polar Bears. Jotty Cunningham, extra pass in the corner now to an open Langford. 4-3, Noah Langford from downtown, 89-65 Mount Union. So Xander Saban now with it. Walking across the Mount Union timeline, gives it over Jack Davis, now over to Scariotis. Scariotis tried to get that to Saban. It's taken away, though, here by Cunningham. 2-on-1 break, and the layup is going to be good right there from J.J. Morris, 89-67. Just under 4 to go now here at the MAC as Jack Davis loses the handle, and off his leg, out of bounds it goes. ONU putting together a little run here. They'll get the ball right back.
And it might be a little late, but I guess now or never, I guess. And, I mean, stranger things have happened.
89-67. Polar Bears looking to cut into the lead just a little bit more here now. As Cunningham drives, gets to the rim, has it blocked by Davis. And loose ball, bodies flying. Great hustle from Davis. We'll see who they call the foul on here.
I'm going to guess it's on number 3 on ONU, Noah Langford, and that will be accurate. Mount Union going to the line for 2 more, make this a large lead.
So Jack Davis will head to the line for 2. Just a score update from the women's side of things. The Mount Union Purple Raider women's basketball team about to fall here. Just 45 seconds left to go in that matchup. They trail Ohio Northern 72-40 as Jack Davis hits the first. And we'll have some more substitutions here. Jackson Price checking in for the first time here today, as is number 23, Brady Woodall. Davis, second free throw upcoming. Can't get it to go, so goes 1 for 2 from the line. Jared Young, though, comes away with the steal into the hands of Jack Davis. And down, Jack Davis. Credit Jared Young on the steal. Big-time dunk from the junior from Canton Glen Oak.
Oh, almost had another one.
Nearly comes away with the steal. The Mount Union bench loved when Jack Davis got up for that one.
See the smile sparking on his face before he got up.
Gavin Etzler now will swing it over. Now J.J. Morris, he'll drive into the paint, goes up with the shot, gets it to go. J.J. Morris has got 8 points off that ONU bench. It's 92-69. So Xander Saban walking it up the floor here. Just under 3 minutes to go in this one. Saban looking to drive, and he's going to draw the whistle. A nice strong take from the freshman. He is going to draw the foul there on Brady Woodall, and it'll be Xander Saban heading to the line now for 2 more free throws.
Well, we talked about that quick first step, and it's getting him to the line quite a bit here tonight. And on that one, you know, we see he didn't get the first call, the second call, and got the third one. So just a really talented individual getting to the rack and keeping that ball on the rope.
So the Raiders are going to really clear the bench here now. It's number 10, Easton Shanoltz checking into the contest. Number 23, Carter Vandal. J.J. Mucci also into the ball game here for Mount Union. Jermaine Naff also in for the Purple Raiders. And lastly, it's number 32, Carter Hipp. All-around dominant display from Mount Union here today, 93-69. Just 2:44 left to go here. Mount Union's next game will be this Wednesday. Back here at home, they will face Muskingum. That's a good basket there from Brady Woodall. He gets to the rim for 2 for the Polar Bears. Ohio Northern, their next matchup will be back at home. They will be facing Heidelberg on Wednesday. J.J. Mucci now with it on the perimeter. He'll look to drive, kicks it out to Hip. Carter Hip will drive. Great extra pass out. That's a three from Vandal. That's no good. Rebound to the Polar Bears.
Great steal.
ONU trying to get it on the break. Vandal does indeed come up with a great steal. Hip now drives, tries to feed it down low inside to Shanoltz. Taken away, though, by ONU. Great hustle here by the Purple Raiders, forcing the miss on the first try, but the second time is good right there for number 11, Jackson Price. 94-73 Mount Union, under 2 to go here now at the MAC. So J.J. Mucci now with it. The Raiders have responded very well after that tough loss at Wilmington last week, as up top that pass too high for Vandal, but he's able to save it. So after the Raiders dropped that one, they put up a 100-68 win over BW and cruising here to nearly 100 points here today. It's a Purple Raider turnover. Jackson Price will step into a three, and that one's good. 94-76 Mount Union. So a minute 22 left to go. And again, taking a look at the OAC standings as well. John Carroll remains on top, undefeated in OAC play. Mount Union with the win will improve to 8-4 in the OAC, maintaining their spot as the 2 seed. They're going to be bunched up, though. Heidelberg and Marietta. Marietta still currently leading that matchup. Could both be sitting at 8-4. Capital and Otterbein at 6-6 in the standings. As down low inside, it's Carter Vandal to the rim for 2 on the feed from Carter Hip. So 96-76, 1 minute left to go here at the MAC. And what's been a dominant display from the Purple Raiders is Price steps into a three, no good. Rebound, J.J. Mucci.
Strong rebound from Mucci there.
So Mucci now with it. Up top, Easton Shanoltz. Shanoltz over to Hip. Hip over to Naff. Naff steps into the open three, no good. A rebound to the Polar Bears.
Bench all excited to see that three go up.
As at the other end, Polar Bears driving here, and that one's going to be good. Number 24, Gavin Etzler. 96-78 Mount Union. Mucci just going to dribble out the clock here as the shot clock is turned off. A big-time win for the Purple Raiders. 16-3 now on the season, 9-3 in OAC play, again maintaining that second spot in the OAC standings. Going to be crucial games down the stretch, but the Purple Raiders will come away victorious here today. 96-78 your final. BK, your thoughts here on today's matchup?
I mean, it was all Purple Raiders here tonight, and we talk about how there's a lot of guys on this floor that can do it for the Purple Raiders, and they showed that here tonight. A lot of players in double digits. Got to highlight Caleb Larich. I mean, some really, really good plays. His career high tonight. Christian Parker still on a tear. Colin Gurley still adding to that points record. Just love seeing this team in postseason form. Got to give ONU credit. You know, they came out and they just, you know, they played their best. Tough game to try to beat Mount Union in when they're shooting as well as they were. And, you know, just got to give it credit to Mount Union and Mike Feline. Great game plan, great execution all over the board, and really, really uplifting to see right before we're about to head into tournament time here in Alliance.
Without a doubt, Christian Parker led the way for Mount Union today. 27 points, 11 rebounds. Caleb Larich, as BK mentioned, is Mount Union career high. 18 points here today, 7 for 10 from the field. A half-court shot that we're not soon going to forget, and a reverse alley-oop slam that we're also not going to forget here in the very near future. Colin Gurley, 14 points, maintaining his hold right there on being Mount Union's all-time leading scorer. Just an all-around dominant display. Purple Raiders come away victorious, 96-78. Special shout-out back to the station and 91.1 WRMU to our man Deshaun Vaden, keeping us on the air all throughout the day. We greatly appreciate your hard work, Deshaun. But for my partner, BK, Brennan Kearns, I'm Jacob Attar signing off here from the MAC. And as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider.